Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Living World of Darkness. Rage across New York. Perhaps too much rage. This evening we find ourselves on the Sept of the Green, in the umbral reflection of the Sept, at the Uktana Shrine, which is clearly the best shrine. At the foot of the shrine there is a black and white wolf that is been left there to wait for her packmate in the aftermath of the previous day's events. She will be lying quite still. She's come round, but she's not really moving anywhere right now.
I think Senna would already be there. So, um, why the fuck not? Next to her, there is a pristine white wolf, who is probably just grooming, the black and white wolf, almost lazily, except that, well, she's still being rather vigilant. She's making sure that Calls is okay with everything that she does, really.
Cause is not objecting on this occasion. She's used to. Sorry, my computer was freaking out. Yeah, she's used to Senna grooming. She's lying quite still, quite controlledly still. But Senna will note once again that there is actually surprisingly less rage around calls than normal.
Oh. I think that Senna would have been at least partially informed by Chloe as to what has happened. So, she's not saying anything about it because, as she said the previous time, sometimes she can just say too much about this stuff. And she's just gonna comfort Calls and just, make sure that Calls realizes that Senna still appreciates the Galliard. So grooming is happening. Lots of grooming.
I'm assuming we felt the thrall over the pack link.
I would assume so. You always have before. There's not really an answer at that point.
So Ren will be probably looking for her pack mates.
And, well, Katori would be close in her vicinity.
So they come kind of skulking up to the shrine, trying not to look like they're hurrying. But maybe hurrying.
As they approach, Senna will lift her head up. And through the pack link, she'll just be like, Alpha, Ren, and just continues what she's doing.
That's right. We don't have to have any of this conversation out loud. We can have all of it through the pack link and no one can hear us.
Yes!
Yeah.
Except Uktana, who we love anyway.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever.
As they approach and arrive, Calls will. Normally she just tips her head to her Alpha, but today she fully rolls over and she just lies there waiting.
So, does anyone wants to explain to me what happened?
Cold will bare her throat a little bit more, but she's not getting up. Homids, homids, homids happened. Rage happened. What?
What did you do?
I'm sorry, Alpha. I let us down again. I let myself down again. The Chloe, we have been educating each other in various ways. I was trying to show her more of being a lupus, and she was showing me some more about being a homid. I foolishly thought this was a good idea. I went with her to a bar. The people there, they did not react to the rage, but she said it was a safe bar. She had been before. But things were, the homids, they were strange. They always are. But a few of them decided to start screaming at each other.
Oh
Chloe
dear.
suggested that we should do something. I originally said it was a homid problem, but then one of them drew a knife. I foolishly interfered with homid business. I thought of peace, whilst the rage was strong in my blood. I had too much of Luna's blessing in me already. When I stepped in, the homid thoughts, they made me think that I should interfere, that this was something that I shouldn't have. I grabbed one of them and tried to just hold her still, bind her arms to her body. It was easy. It was very easy. She was only a weak homid after all. And so she could not use her knife, but then between this and the actions of the one with all the weaver tech, my rage increased further and I lost control of it. It took me over once more.
How far did it take you?
To the depths. Or to the heights. I suppose it depends on how you see it. At the time it feels like the height. But they seem to
You know
manage
what
it
the
better.
one that I'm asking.
You know what the answer is.
Did you eat human flesh?
No.
How
No.
many are dead?
Surprisingly none. There's some of them there. They weren't. They looked like homids. They walked like homids, but they didn't react like them. They seemed to manage, or as I'm told, manage the situation better. Chloe helped, but they pushed me through a door, and I must have travelled somewhere else for when it seemed a different place. It smelt different. It was not the bar, but then one of them touched me and held me still, but with a touch. I couldn't move. but the rage burnt out. The only one I hurt was Chloe, and not too much. My teeth did not bite. Well, they bit, but couldn't seem to. It was not like last time. Their edge seemed lost.
They might have been changeling or weird workers.
Chloe knew one of them, the one who played with the Weaver tech, the one who showed his teeth to me when we arrived. She knows them.
What is name?
Out of character, I think he was introduced as Glenn at that point.
He was introduced as Glenn, and then Naomi shouted that he was Aiden like 7 times.
Okay. So yes,
Lol.
so yeah, Caldwell.
Mm-hmm.
He was introduced to me as Glenn, but then he was called another name, Aiden. But Chloe gave me another name, so perhaps it is not so strange in this place to have other names.
So you crawled and you changed, and who did you attack? What did Chloe said?
The crazy Hamid with the knife, and Chloe, and I would have tried to attack the one that touched me, but I could not. He took all the power from my muscles. I was frozen.
Can you send an image?
She will send images through the pack link, and you'll see the faces mostly of Naomi, Chloe. I believe it was Tyler was the one who was touching her, and so she couldn't move. She'll show you the other faces of the other people and the sorted people in the bar.
Was there?
Daniel was there?
Daniel came in shouting. Amelia was there.
Daniel, Amelia, Jade.
Yeah. Katori is going to look
Jade and
at
Daniel.
Cinna. Katori is going to look at Cinna because
Oh,
they've
fuck.
seen Daniel.
Cinna was Daniel's best man at their wedding.
Yeah.
Aww, aww.
So, yeah, she's like, what the fuck? Is Daniel there?
Has Cinna been to Daniel's bar before?
No, she's never been to Jade's bar before.
Okay.
But she just knows Daniel and Jade of the group. I'm just looking through the names there, and I'm like, no, don't know, no.
Yeah. The
Oh, fuck! Toshia was there! You can see when that one pops up, she's like, oh, fuck, I have a date with that guy. And that just pops through the pack link, and then she's like, oh.
Katori will send through a pack link. Duly noted.
God damn it. Busted.
And then looks amused.
It's a work date.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we know at least there is the agent of Worm of Balance that was there.
A what? An agent of what?
I don't know exactly what he is, but this one. And he's going to send the image of Daniel, and he's going to send a feeling that those who have sense worm will definitely be familiar with. but it's different. Definitely, when you're using Sandworm, they're generally, you feel corruption, decay, everything. This, you're feeling more entropy. It's entropy. It's
Interesting.
balanced.
Yeah, Coles just knows. Coles will just look at it and be like, it is not surprising. They had, there were things going on there. Not all of them good, but then again,
Ren,
Yes.
you're the Philodox of this pack. I await for you to deal with this matter. And cast your judgment upon calls when you will see it fit. Because you can be sure that this will reach the ears of the Wormfoe and Warder.
I believe, according to Chloe, the Wormfoe is aware, and that some of the things are being dealt with. I don't know. She left me here to deal with some of the things herself. I I was not entirely listening when she told me.
I will speak to the Wormfoe before I make any decision.
Hmm.
I hold myself to any and all's judgment, to yours and the Wormfoe and the Warders. What happened was not acceptable. But I will only say this to you. I promise I will never go there again. I have no intention of interacting with any of that again. And I will endeavour to stay away from Homid things and try and work to banish these Homid thoughts from my head. These things which lead me to weakness, which leave me so prone to the worm.
No, sister, I speak as a friend and not as a Philodox, but you are neither wolf nor human. You are a garou, and we have to learn to walk in all worlds.
I had never been so susceptible to the worm until I came here. Until I
Truly,
started the Homid lessons and till I started learning the Homid things.
learning is not easy.
The Homid's touch, the Weaver's touch. It has weakened me. It has weakened my mind and let the worm in. I must strengthen it once again.
Choose the path that you wish to walk. Still know that as much as we, as Wolfborn, do not appreciate the mind of a Hamid, it is useful, for you still need to know how your prey work in order to kill it better.
Ren glances at Katori and kind of twitches an eyebrow.
What? That's true. You need to know how the rabbit thinks in order to kill a rabbit.
The humans are not our prey. So says the litany. The
I
worm
never
is our
said I
prey.
was going to eat them. But it would be foolish to think of them as allies.
They are as much our brothers and sisters as the wolves are. There are many of them, and sometimes they're very troubling.
They are agents of the Weaver. You were there. You saw it.
They are the parents of those who fight beside us. The parents and the sisters. They are ours now, whatever the Weaver intended them to be. Our responsibility.
Our failure.
And recognizing this, we should not let them weaken us. As you say, they are now sadly unavoidable. There is nothing left of what once was. But this does not mean we should just blindly accept.
Of course not. But we cannot turn our backs. The other thing we've seen is how miserable failure and misunderstanding makes us.
Things that you saw, as you can hear through the pack link, like poke, poke, poke.
Sorry, I was testing my mic.
It's okay. Tori is poking through the pack link to get answers. Poke, 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 poke.
Yes.
The color drains from Ren's face.
I forgot in the aftermath of what happened afterwards. We have not yet reported to you what we saw from those of us who went to seek the knowledge in the atrocities.
Ah. How? And he makes a pause, and instead of because Tori, when he speaks to the others through the pack link, he doesn't use words. Most of the time, he uses images because he's a wolf. But this time he makes a pause, and perhaps for the first time, you feel a wave of concern, a wave of this kind of fatherly concern for his packmates who went to the atrocity realm.
Calls will return the images inasmuch as there is a trickle of success, or at least enough that he knows that their objective was achieved. There is some sense of completeness, that something that was brought enough that maybe it makes the other feelings worth it. And he's shown an image of the library.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, libraries.
Yeah, you can definitely, feel the wave of interest when there's a big ass library.
He's
It is
gonna get
black.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, the building is large and black and standing in a field that is strewn with, I believe I remember the description right, you will see a path leading up to it, and the path is made of bones. And around there are trees, and the ground is scorched, and there are puddles, and those puddles are made of blood and gore and viscera. Then there is this black building rising up.
And over the pack link, Katori's sudden interest is going to be met with a stab of pain from Ren. Not like an attack, but just the memory of pain, so that he knows that that knowledge comes with a price.
Yeah, there was also pain and regret. A lot of regret coming from Coles' side. But the place, and she will, in a sense that, and she will simply say, the place tricked us, but we found where they'd hid the knowledge. They keep it in this place. It is full of tomes. Olaf led us here. He did the deal with the spirits within. He told us all not to speak, and let us gain access to the knowledge. It was kept in what looked like books initially. Perhaps they were not books. Some were probably definitely not books. But anyway, the keeper, the guardian, he led us through the dark passages and led us through and showed us two volumes. He said we must read, or we must enter them is probably more correct, to know the two, to bear witness to two things that would tell us about the ritual for the bear.
Ritual?
The Korax had mentioned that we had to gain the knowledge about how they were binding the bear, I think. Well, the Korax had sent us anyway, Edward. He sent us there and said we had to witness. The ritual, I believe, is used to bind the bear and hold them still. We witnessed it two times, one in each of the tomes.
When this happened, was he awake or was he asleep?
It was not the bear that we are going to rescue. It was the ritual being carried out 2 times before.
Oh. Mm.
Sorry.
The ritual wasn't only to bind. It was to learn the secrets of the bear, unwilling, when he did not wish to teach. To read a ritual. Particularly to steal the secret of resurrection.
So they want once again to find the answer, I guess. As if the first War of Rage wasn't a good lesson enough.
Oh.
Does someone needs to make a willpower roll?
Yeah.
Oh no, why?
Oh no.
Oh, not again. Oh no, I have extra dice. Thank you, Ren.
Ren loves you and wants you to be happy.
But the dice do not.
Oh my god! Jesus
Oh no! Oh no!
Christ.
Why?
Nope. Nope. At this, the mention of the first War of Rage was bad enough. Calls then sinks down.
Mhm.
You notice her slump a little further, and she's still on the ground, on her back, and she just seems to shrink and try and be even more submissive than normal. And she glances over at Ren.
Ren is sitting very still and listening. And she doesn't generally look inclined to talk,
The
but
first... Sorry.
when calls sinks down, she's actually going to get up and go sit next to her sister and just lay a very light hand on her shoulder.
The first time was not a bear being held. It was Garou.
Kinfolk. It was our kinfolk. Our kinfolk of old. The spiders were slaughtering them to make way for some new species of human.
But that's the point. They're not our kinfolk, are they? Sadly, we have now the Weaver's kinfolk.
Ooh, Red winces, hang on. Yeah, she does fine.
I guess when you say we're the Weaver's kinfolk, there's probably a wave of indignation.
No, this is her to not wince.
No.
Oh,
From
from Katori.
From Katori, like, we're the Weaver's kinfolk, like, oh wow.
I feel perhaps we are missing a step. In the first tome,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, the auspice requires. I feel this story must be told, perhaps not in full, but you require more information. The details of the ritual, if you wish them, I believe Chino said he had memorized. He seems to. I can show you a picture, but his, I believe, is sharper. He saw witnessed it the second time. This first time, there were spiders. It is the spiders' ritual. They had created it. They tricked us. They captured us. Well, I say captured. We first encountered a lion, not a ferret, just a lion, bigger than any lion you've seen now. This cat. We killed it, and then the spiders came. They said we invaded their territory. But who cares? We said we were there to just witness. They still provided aggression and firmness. But we were there just to witness. We needed to see the knowledge. We needed the knowledge more than we needed to kill, to attack something that was from before. After all, how could we change before? At this point, we didn't know we could change before. The spiders, they bound us in their webs. We tried to find another way, but there wasn't. And they took us, and they made us watch. The spiders in their circle, in their ritual, had bound the kinfolk of before that Ren had said. before there was another smell. None of the garou smelt like us. They smelt like before. The faces were craggy. The faces were rougher, far rougher and heavier than any of the faces we see now. And the spiders and the one garou we did spoke to claimed they were the true kinfolk, and there was the new apes, the new hominids coming from the desert that were the Weaver's chosen, and the ritual bound the garou in place. So then the spiders cursed those original, those craggier, those wilder, those purer kinfolk, and made it so they could no longer breed with the garou, and that the Weaver's children, those from the desert, those of smoother face, they were the only ones that we could breed with, and the Weaver's children and the Weaver's power would be greater. This is why I said we are the Weaver's kinfolk.
Well, Kotori is going to look at the two others.
Ren is, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
My mic is just so broken. Balls. She's staring at her knees. She's sitting cross-legged next to Calls, and she's staring at her knees, and she looks deep, deep in thought. I've worked alongside the spider Farah before. You know, I lived with one of them for months. It galls me to think that as a race, they no longer serve Gaia, but only the Weaver. They spoke of the mother, but I don't think they meant our mother.
No, she most certainly did not.
So, who do you think they referred to?
The Weaver. Almost certainly.
Ooh, Kotori's getting a point of rage. And what's Siddha's doing? Because she's fucking silent.
Sina is in Homet now, and she had stood up and walked off a little bit, so she's pacing back and forth at the edge of the lake, basically, like at the shore of the lake, just going back and forth, and she seems to be in thought as she's trying to process everything.
It gets worse. spiders are bound in service to the Weaver.
When you say spiders, are you talking about pattern spiders?
No,
No.
I mean the changing ones.
Yeah.
Over the pack link, Ren is going to offer the scent of Spider Farah to all of them.
We had one of those. There
Yes.
was one. Don't
I
trust
live with her.
spiders. Too many legs.
She did me no harm.
Still too many legs.
The spiders have been behind too much for too long.
No, please, sister. The way you're speaking is...
But if they have changed so much for so long, what they have seen, is it still worth it? Is any of this still worth it?
Does it still matter at this point?
There could always be another war of rage.
Well, I understand, and I agree that thinking and talking and philosophizing about what happened and what might have happened and what has happened, but like, is this all important for the task we have at hand right now?
You need to know that the ritual we are going to trying to disturb, they're trying to disrupt, both times we saw it carried out. The first time that was run, it was controlled entirely by the spiders. The second time, the garou did it willingly, but the spiders still led it. The spiders were involved all along. So this time, the ritual is being used again. Maybe someone else is a part of it, but I would not be surprised if the spiders are there again. It is their ritual. I just
It
say,
doesn't matter. Because if they are there, whoever is there in this room with a girl will die.
It matters. We are
It's
keepers of secrets.
it matters so we are prepared.
it is handy to know,
If we
but
would have a ritual... Sorry.
I think it's handy to know. It is good to be able to prepare for it, but we should not focus our attention purely and solely on this. We need to, I agree with Kotori, Raya, we need to prepare for whatever is there, because whatever is there will be of the worm, and it will die.
Of the worm, of the weaver. That is only my point, is we think of everything of the worm. What also was shown in the second tome was that the worm and the weaver, they work together, and they have. It has been our greatest downfall. And if we go in thinking we know what we're doing, thinking that we are in control, that we know, then that is what lets them win. That is what caused it all. We thought we knew. We thought we were doing the right thing. So did they. And peace is a lie.
Somehow, the only feeling that I get when I'm here is that we have no idea what we were doing.
No, we don't. were blundering around, and
Mm.
the worm and the weaver may work together, but they also fight against each other. I've seen rents tearing apart one of the net spiders, I believe, one of those, well, the weaver spiders. And he was angry and shouting at us something. I don't know. He talked to Emmett. I was still. I think I was just barely a cub. I'm not even sure. I might still have been kin. It was somewhere either before or just briefly after my change. So you are right in one thing. We don't know what's in there, whether it be worm or weaver, but we know we have to defeat it, so we need to be prepared for anything. Well, that has always been the case.
You say it like it's so simple. We'll just be prepared for anything.
Well, it is that simple, because if we make it complicated, it will drive us mad. And that's
No.
what you call Hobbit thoughts, isn't it?
Sisters.
It is. But Ren, tell them what we did when we thought we knew. When we thought it was so simple.
I'm listening.
Coles will just... She's still on the ground, but she's lifted herself up enough and she is just staring at Ren.
Ren is sitting there, and when Calls pulled herself up, Ren pulled her hand back. And she sits very still now. He went.
They need to know. They need to take this seriously, not just these two. We need them to hear the tale, and them to feel it, and them to believe it, and understand, so that they can tell the others, so that they can understand what it is we face.
I will tell the tale, if you wish. I'm not a galliard. I'm
No.
no tale teller.
No, but you led us. I would give you this honor, so that the words are your own.
This is no honor. It's a confession. We went to witness. We knew we were there to witness. And we reenacted the folly of our brothers and sisters. We spoke to one who called herself a Naga. And she's going to share both smells with her pack mates and with Uktena. Both the smells of the old Naga and the new one, the one that she met in Africa. These are snake changers. And the one we spoke to said words of peace. She said that the king of the Garou was a man of war and could not be trusted to lead a peace parley. She asked that we bring him to an ambush. I must believe for my own sanity that we only played out a scene that is remembered in old tomes in a library of bones. That there's no magic that could have changed history. We led this man, this king of Garou, who sang of peace, to an ambush, and the snake struck him. Only a single bite. And then rose up with 3 heads to proclaim the glory of the worm. Do you want to say that out loud, Dan? Because that will.
I mean, currently I'm thinking that we're all communicating through Packly because I think it was kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So, but it's almost as if it was under her breath, as if a thought escaped that she didn't necessarily want to escape. But we did change things. We killed things. We killed the lion.
I think Katori is going to make a worm realm check.
I think Ren is going to have to take a rage point and roll rage at that point. Just. Oh, look at that!
So I'm going to think that it's a difficulty 9. I mean, you can. I mean, if you have a Duncan at hand, you can ask a question. Otherwise, it will be for later. But yeah, I think Katori has an idea of if it's true or not that you changed things, or if it's just a trick.
I will see if there's any STs in Garou chat.
Emma, did you show images while you were telling the story?
Yeah, Ren would definitely have shown images.
Yeah, all of Cole's tales were accompanied mostly by the pictures, but some of her words to reinforce them.
It's basically did you just show that the Silverfang got killed? Because I think I would gain a rage for that as well.
Yeah. I mean, keep in mind that Ren would be judicious about her sending of images, but that's one that she pretty much can't not share.
Don't worry, Sinna's rage is like, yeah, whole 2 right now.
Okay.
She still can't rage, but you can sense that she is not. Like, she's getting pissed.
Oh. Perhaps we should take a quick run before we continue. This is a tale that will try all of our souls.
Fine.
I would not see any of you dishonored by frenzy.
Well. If.
Did you just say dishonored by frenzy?
Aww.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't have enough rage to do anything at the moment. I am at like Sinner levels of rage right now.
Oh, wow.
Looks
Thank you.
guilty when she says it because she's not trying to.
Yeah, Cause will just sink back down to the ground at that point.
I mean, feel free to get 1 point of rage to be at Katori's level.
Hey, I'm at Katori's level at the moment. God damn it! I like doubled my rage. So fuck you guys.
So if everyone is inclined, Ren will drag everybody up and make everybody take a very ragey spending points run.
Yeah, and Katori will spend a gnosis, and well, give a gift to Calls the Fury in the form of a dove that is going to continuously sit on on her head, sending wave of peace.
Ren's going to spend 1 rage in their run, so she's back down to her normal levels. And then
Yay!
come back to the story.
Actually, thinking back on it, all the homage talk that we had earlier would have probably made Senna have a rage point as well.
Isn't taking a run.
Yay! Taking the run.
Damien, if you want to
Yes.
post, Duncan says he's happy to answer, but he's in the other room. So if you
Oh,
post him your question, like in a PM, he should be able to answer.
yeah. No problem. Do.
Thank you, Duncan.
Oh yeah, it's just that since he changed his image, I don't recognize him online.
Oh, god damn it. Put it in the fucking Hunter's chat.
I just know that sometimes, like, particularly like garou chat, I know Duncan like turns off notifications and stuff because there's too many. Or I know people do because there are too many, so it might be a while before it gets seen otherwise.
Yeah.
The Cold will run, but she won't burn off the rage because
it feels so good.
she still has far less rage than normal. And she's still running far less animatedly than normal.
Oh, oh.
I'm kind of afraid that Senna is sulking a little bit, and you can basically hear through the pack link, although she doesn't want to send this, but it'll probably, like, leak through a little bit that she's like, well, you probably don't want to run with a fucking lowly human, don't you? It's basically, she's not very happy about those remarks all the time.
I'm just thinking that
Calls might apologize. Right now, she's not.
I know.
I mean, currently it's kind of funny to think that in this pack, currently as it's going, you're the minority.
Yes, I know, and she doesn't mind that. Like she doesn't mind it at all normally, but like she doesn't need to hear every time that it's always the humans or the homids to blame, especially since like she was raised by humans, not kinfolk, but really humans. So there is definitely something sensitive there, and I think that'll leak through a little bit, but she's trying to keep it from you guys because she realizes that, well, it is quite unique that lupus are a majority in a pack, and she understands why they feel like that because she's been to Wolf's Home. So she's kind of in conflict with herself about this as well.
We're the lupus people front.
Well, I guess. Senna is very mixed about it and not very happy about the fact that she feels so mixed. So she's not running, probably. She's probably not running along. She's just pacing along the shore, back and forth.
Ren's like, well, gonna have a frenzy. The story's just gonna get worse.
I don't have that much time anymore. Oh, see.
Sorry. So she comes back. We'll deal with the whether Ren actually started the War of Rage or not later. She comes back and sits down. The reasoning that the Naga gave was that the leader's son would be better able to deal with peace. It was a bogus reason. It was absurd. It was clearly not reasonable. And yet, we were there to witness. And so, we followed the path of history, however horrible. And I warn you both, what we saw was horrible. The fair arrived to find a grieving son, mourning his fallen father, and the Grawl were asked to bring him back to life. And she's showing images as she goes. You guys should watch the scene because Duncan told it beautifully. It was horrifying.
Asked is a polite way to put it.
Yes.
Yeah, which Katori thinks a little bit about it because this kind of match, this feels the whole from the story that he shared when they went back from the abyss, the one that he got from the Silver Wall. And also he will send something else regarding the Atrocity Realm. The fact that you visit events that happened in the past. You do, but yes, you can act within them.
Wait. Does that mean Ren actually started the War of Rage?
I don't know. You will have to ask. You will have to ask Duncan if you're a terrible person.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you know, this is basically a paradox thing that it happens no matter what. It already happens. So whoever comes in the scene will see the thing happening no matter what.
Sure. Okay.
You can do it if you want, but it won't change the fact that someone did it in
Wibbly
your
wobbly,
place.
timey wimey.
Exactly, wobbly wobbly. All the wobbly.
No, okay,
wobbly.
that's what I thought, though. That's what I thought. That makes sense. So, based on the involvement of the Naga, the girl said it was not their place to revive him. And the spiders offered to take the knowledge from the Garal, as I'm sure they're trying to do now. And she glances at Cinna and Katori, and then she glances at Calls the Fury, and she decides not to share those images of the Garal being slaughtered and tortured by the ritual. Except she does have to share the images of the ritual. And so she will. She will reach out to lay a hand on Katori's shoulder and then share the images of blood being poured on the Garal that obviously burned it and pained it until the Garal frenzies.
Are we seeing this?
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh boy, you know what this is?
This is a torture scene.
Yes.
She warned everybody and told them to run.
Yeah.
Such a lovely mixed bag of issues, aren't they?
And this would not have mattered even if she had zero rage.
No.
That's a barge.
Yes, that's a bunch. Oh fuck. I don't know what's gonna happen now. I do know that I'm not gonna be in bed on time. God damn it! A botch
Well-
on PTSD. God damn
Well,
it.
Ren can
I mean-
send those pictures just to Katori.
No.
I mean, honestly, if you want to go to bed and make it quick, you prostrate on the ground and you cry like a baby suffering through all as all the memories pour through your head, and you feel
Oh
again your
Yeah.
tongue ripping out, raising again, dying again, raising again, dying again. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's very simple for you to bail out and finally go to bed.
What's even
It's
better
very
about this
true.
is you're watching Silverfangs do this to the garou.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
There
Oh.
were,
yeah,
by
yeah.
the way, just for the note, Paul will also share that whilst the Silverfangs are running this show, there are 16 smells that they can smell there that are in the assorted company that were at the. So this was a moot, and so at the whole gathering of this great gathering of garou, there is the 13 smells that they all recognise, and there are 3 additional smells. Sharing of sense that we're going around with.
Oh.
Uh, does I mean, do the scent basically smell like one of Farah's we might have sent, or we
No, these
didn't
are
know?
garou. These are garou.
Yeah,
Three
I
extra.
figured that the 3
Oh,
extra
oh,
cents are the Croat and the Vanille
oh,
and
oh! I mean,
the
technically,
cigarette
I
or the
think
White
I think Tori would kind of recognize the
I think you
middle
would.
brother.
Yeah.
Calls only recognizes
Mhm.
13.
Yup,
You get 16 smells. You may recognize an additional smell.
yup.
Cinna may have, but Cinna just failed her stamina roll, and yeah, she's just going down.
And
Like you feel this explosion of panic and
mhm.
everything through the pack link. As you said, the experience of torture just really fast, and then just yeah.
And yeah, I guess well, I guess seeing this happening, Tori is going to send one yeah, I guess he's going to start Operation, Earth TP again with all shits of unicorns and, and doves. Wait, as of I mean, I think I think somehow in this vicinity we may have to call it soon, because I think it would be very weird for the 3 hours to just continue to discuss while Senna is in emotional distress.
no, that's fair.
Sin is completely emotionally collapsed on herself, and Coles is pretty much being totally and utterly defeatist, and is basically putting a downer on anything anybody says anyway. So I don't think I think at this point Katori and Ren could properly happily say that not much is going to be achieved right now.
I love
Yeah,
this pack. Can I point out that I love this pack? We're getting defeated by our own shit
I mean,
before we even get to do something. God damn it.
I mean, you know that mental trauma is kind of the way to enter into this pack. So really, we're all fitting our thing. But yeah, I think that Totori for the remaining of the scene will force, quote unquote, Ren to help him, as yeah, it's going to be a huge fucking gathering of doves and unicorns at the Shrine of Uktena. It's a unicorn party, except that no one is fucking allowed.
Oh no. We can only tender sickness so much though. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a little party.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And yeah, I guess as the trauma, the trauma of a revelation that basically we're just a bunch of assholes,
Man,
and
I could know
that really perhaps the word would be better without garou. I think we can call it a scene.
I think so. 2 attempts with the evidence of 2 attempts at Garu's attempt at peace turning into utter fucking clusterfucks, we will end it.